Now, this is what I will acknowledge. Albert's going to love this too. This conspiracy thing, but it's true. We've created an environment, and I'm going to pull that text up that you sent me if I can figure it out. We've
Yeah,
created an environment where women have to work. This is what Team Love was also talking about too. And what that's creating is a hyper consumer society.
it is. It is.
That's the only reason why you see a situation where your dad and your mom have to work equally as hard. We look at our
Mhm.
fathers, our great uncles, our grandparents. Grandma was usually at home. She may have had a part-time job just because she wanted to get out the house and she wanted to
Yeah.
buy herself whatever she needed to buy herself. But
Mhm.
for the most part, granddaddy had it covered.
Yeah.
Society noticed during World War II that when the men were gone, they were able to get another portion of society to work as hard or as close to as hard as men. And guess
At
what that
war.
means? That's another echelon of society that you can now tax.
Yep.
So now, previously, you had a job. Let's say that you're a data analyst in 1930, and it's only men doing that job. Let's say primarily men, and the average salary is $30 an hour. You flood the market with women, and now it's 40% women, 60% men. Why do I gotta pay you $30 an hour again? Let's bump that down to
Mhm.
15. The conspiracy behind all this is we're turning our wives, our aunties, our sisters into workhorses. And we're
Yeah.
putting a masculine burden of performance on them. And we dressed it up in feminism and said, hey, women need to have the right to work. They need to have the right to have their own money. All this was done, in my opinion, and I'm sure Albert's too, so that women can pay taxes and they can compete for men's jobs and lower the wages.
Yeah.
And that's why
So
it's so difficult for entry level jobs. You get what I'm saying. I don't want to go too
yeah.
far down
Yeah,
that hole. I might get
Let
yeah. I know
unpopular.
what you.
let me
Yeah, yeah.
let me
I
tack
know.
on.
Yeah.
So let me tack on to that. Like everything you just said sounds 100% on to me. And the text that I sent you, it had the numbers. It had some like pretty. They look like studied numbers, right?
Hmm.
So I think it went back to the 70s or the 80s as far as like what people were paying as far as mortgages and rents,
Mhm.
and it was saying something like back then 40 to 50 years ago the average salary was spending about 18% of their money on a mortgage
Hmm.
and less on rent, like maybe like 11 to 15% on rent, right? And that would have been like rolling through the transition of getting women into the workforce and getting women into the workforce as they are now, and getting women into college, like going through college programs like they are now. So like from then where we're at like between 11 to 18%, so now it's we're spending about twice as much on like mortgages and rent, right?
Hmm.
So it's like most people's average income, they're spending about 35% of their income on mortgage and rent, both. So it's like
Yeah.
from what Punch was just talking about, where we were kind of in this society where it was expectation for having men to work and be providers and be able to provide for a two-parent household with multiple children. Now we're at this point where society has pushed us to where that's it right there, right? Society has pushed us to where you have to have both people working, and they're like, okay, since we got two people in households working now, we're gonna double the
Dang,
price of the
look at
houses.
that. Look at that.
Hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
And you're looking at the home prices. You're saying that $48,000 home in 1980 is now
Jeez.
436,000.
10 times as much.
Yes.
Ten
Same
times as much.
same house. They just put up some
And we're
paint.
and we're wondering why our women are burning themselves out and struggling because they're trying to. Again, I don't like to get into conspiracy theory, but there is some validity to this. We've pushed women into becoming a part of the workforce, not because we cared about women's rights and all this. We wanted them to be workhorses so they can pay more taxes and lower wages.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And that's probably, maybe possibly a part of the reason why our women are struggling because they're not, like she said before, 88% of women are happier whenever they're doing things with their families, with their children. And then what about the other 20%? Yeah, they're out there, they're GI Jane, but the other 80% are out there. You got these sisters on TikTok talking about, why do I gotta work? This is a scam. They are wearing these women to the bone. And it's all fun and games when you can look cute and you're 20 years old and wear a Hillary Clinton business suit. But by the time you're 43,
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they
and there's
don't know
25
about that.
degrees outside and you going out there trying to do your job, it ain't cute.
Yeah, they're not worried about that duty then. But look. So then add the college aspect onto it, right?
Oh my goodness.
I hear like a general number. Yeah, college debt, and the general number I hear normally is like seven females every male in college or something along those lines.
60-40, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's a ton of women going to college that we know like if they want to have a family, they are gonna be like that. That's their what is it? That's what they're here for. They're gonna be there for their family. So like that college degree gets put on the back burner eventually.
Well, so even the whole college process for everyone is a bit of a scam. There are some benefits to it. I would definitely admit that. But most of our women are not picking jobs that are a part of science, technology, engineering, and math. Those are the college degrees that make money.
Yep.
Women are choosing college degrees that have to do with underwater basket weaving.
Hey, tech is even getting big right now.
Liberal arts and social work.
Ain't no money in that. You get all this debt from a social work degree, and you're getting paid $45,000 to $50,000 a year.
I just told my daughter to get out. My daughter just went to school for that, and I just told her that was a bad move.
I hate to say it, unless that's her passion, it could be a waste of time.
Unless she wants to be a businesswoman, like a business owner, she can make a lot of money. But like we're talking about now, it's gonna be tough on the family side.
But we're talking about women struggling.
Yeah,
and
it's part of the struggle.
And there's other aspects to this, right? To kind of expand on your conspiracy theory, I don't think it is. I think it's true. How that disproportionately affects our community,
disproportionately
versus the white community, right?
Sure.
And when I say that, right, when you show that graph, how houses have gotten significantly more expensive.
It's crazy,
right? For our community, we don't have that generational wealth that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation.
From those houses, from that stolen land,
right? Or owning the land, or any of that stuff that accumulates time, right? So literally getting it out the mud within like the last 50 to 60 years, and we're just accumulating all of this debt, and you're not seeing that in other communities.
Well, you heard Tyler Perry recently say that Black women are making more money than Black men, and that they're more educated. But even with Black women being more educated, like I said, they got a degree in underwater basket weaving, liberal arts. Black men doing trades and whatever we're doing, we're still making more money than the average Black woman.
Yeah,
that's the truth. Like Black women make, I think, $35,000.
Tyler Perry really said that
a year on average. Yeah, he said that, and he told women that they need to settle and have men that, at a minimum, can pay the light bill as long as they're compatible. And that puts women into this mentality on the other side that they have to struggle, and a lot of women feel that they're more superior to us because they've been fed this narrative that they're making more money than us,
or that they're smarter than us.
Right. But but check it out. If you have a underwater basket weaving degree from Texas A&M, and the guy you're trying to date is a trucker, even though he makes, $40,000 more than you,
he's less. Yeah.
You're dating down.